Today we have Dr. Wilbert Mutoko. Is that correct? The surname?
Yes, it's correct.
Thank you. Yay! Finally, I see you. Okay.
How are you?
I'm awesome, doctor. How are you? Today I went to
I'm
work
good, thank
and I
you.
was like, I don't want to be late, trying to catch up with traffic and all the things, you know. Um,
Right.
and yeah, I was really looking forward to having you in the live today. And
Thank
we've
you so
been
much for having me.
waiting here. And according to the bio, I want to
Apologies for keeping you waiting.
okay, thank you. I want to share the bio with the people. They should know that I host important people.
No, just
Thank
just tell them that this guy is a rural boy. Full stop. It's okay.
We cannot say that because according to a thingy, I can see here you're also an author of self-help books, right? How many books did you write?
I've written 4, but I published 3.
What are they on about? And if we want them, where are we gonna get them? Are they on Take a Lot? Normally that's where I get my books.
Okay. So one is called 15 Secrets for Personal Financial Success. The other one is called What You Have Is Enough. It's more of a business finance book. And then the third one is called 16 Mistakes Singles Make, Volume 1.
I need the third one. I need the third one because wow. I need that. That's why I said I have a lot to get from you. You know, I know today we're gonna be talking about
Right.
personal development, but I also need the 16 what for single people because no, I don't think the manual I'm using now is working actually. Okay, thank you so
Okay.
much for joining us, and can I allow you to introduce yourself because I might not do justice.
Okay, thank you very much. And I would like to appreciate everybody with us tonight. My name is Wilbert. I am a rural boy. I'm a village boy. Grew up in the rural areas. And by God's grace, I came across Jesus in 1994. When I received Jesus, I was sick. I was sick unto death. I've tried everything and it didn't work. So when I received Jesus as my personal savior on the 17th of October 1994, that was the beginning of my life. So yeah, what else can I say? I'm a professional speaker, I'm an author, and I'm a consultant. Thank you.
Okay. Let me just get straight to the topics that we'll be talking about today. So today we're gonna talk personal development, but also getting into investments. Investments as I don't know, as a person or business, what. Can you please take me broadly on investment? When I speak investment to you, what comes to mind and what can you share to us on that level?
Okay, so when it comes to investment, we are saying somebody is putting something aside so that later in life they can be able to get back more than they have actually invested. And when it comes to investing, I know many people think of money as the first thing. But what I have realized to be very, very important is investing in yourself, which is called personal development. I believe there is nothing that beats personal development. When I was coming up, trying to learn how to become a speaker and trying to understand myself really, I came across a book called If I Can, You Can by a lady called Sally H. Host. Sally H. Host. If I Can, You Can. That book completely blew my mind. And I realized that, yes, I might be a village boy, I might be coming from a family that is not rich. I might be coming from a place where things don't normally work. But if Sally H was can, then I can too. And I realized that the formula was mainly personal development, reading books. In other words, it's more about changing your mindset. And if I had not read books and get mentors, I was not going to become a different person. Usually the difference between people actually has to do with their mindset. What do you think? What do you perceive? So personal development is the most important investment ever. And guess what? Even people like Bill Gates, as wealthy as he is, he reads a minimum of 1 hour per day. And he takes reading vacations for a week, for 2 weeks, reading books. People like Warren Buffett, he's a multi-billionaire. He's going towards 80 years now. But he still reads. He reads volumes and volumes. So there is a secret. It doesn't matter what you do. You need to read. You need to develop yourself. And we have no excuse. There are so many ebooks for free. There are so many good videos. There are so many wonderful people like Mpendulo who are doing these lives to try and empower people. Can you imagine? Long time ago, it was not there, guys. We must take advantage of things like this. So we want to thank you for this platform, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. You know, when you touch something on reading books, to tell the truth, I've been a student now, I'm doing my master's, but reading is not my favorite thing. I don't like reading. How do one start? You know, everything has baby steps. If you're not someone who's used to reading a lot, how do I start? Say I do want to develop myself. Where do I start? What do I do? Or, you know, steps to help you start this journey of developing yourself?
That's a very good question. So you realize that successful people read a minimum of 1 book per week, which is about 4 books per month. Now, and then I've seen a few crazy ones who actually read a book per day, but I have not managed to do that one. But 1 book per week is doable. Of course, it depends. You might be having a voluminous book. There's one that I have here. I think it is almost 1,000 pages. There's no way you can read it in 1 week. Yeah. So the idea really is to start by thinking of a balanced diet. Yeah. So we need to ask ourselves, when it comes to the body, if I were to ask you, Mpendulo, how many times did you eat today? Once.
Yes.
Okay, you ate once. But in your normal day, you normally eat how many times? 3 times. Yeah. I don't know if we have some people there that can also tell us how often they eat, like how many times did they eat today? I think it would be nice to have a sort of a conversation. Our dear viewers, we are kindly asking you to just type in the comment section, how many times did you eat today?
Okay. Yeah, I can see, I think it's Aria saying maybe audiobooks. I do recommend audio, because I remember this other time I was like, at church they said I should read the whole chapter, and I was like, what? When I'm cleaning, I'll put it on and I'll listen. Yeah.
All right. Great.
Tobias is eating almost 4 times a day.
Okay. And then Oria says 2 by about to have dinner. And then Mutaung says 4 times. User 606605 says they've eaten 2 times. They eat 2 times a day. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for the conversation. So the question that I asked it was, how many times did you eat, or how many times do you eat? But I didn't say, did your spirit eat, or your soul eat, or your flesh eat? I just said that how many times did you eat? So it means we are very conscious of feeding the body. But a human being is actually, I see PM talks there, he says 2 times. We really appreciate that. So we tend to overfeed our bodies more than the soul and the spirit. Now, a human being is spirit, soul, and body. And the soul is made up of 3 things: the mind, the will, and the emotions. Now, you need to feed your will, you need to feed your emotions, you need to feed your mind. What do you feed them with? With information.
Yes.
So we need to think about that, to say, yes, I've eaten twice, I've eaten thrice, I've eaten 4 times, I've eaten once physically. What did my mind eat? What did my spirit eat? Because the one you feed the most is going to be the fattest and the strongest, and it will overpower the rest.
Yes, true.
Many times people wonder why they can't come up with powerful ideas in life and in business. People wonder why their marriages are failing. People wonder why their relationships fail. I normally say to people, you meet someone who has failed in relationships 7 times, 8 times. Okay? So they will tell you, I was in a relationship with this particular fool. Okay, I'm still listening. Then I got into another relationship with another fool. This one was a real fool. Oh, okay. 7 fools, and you are the only wise one.
Yes.
What is a wise person doing with fools? Why do you keep on coming across fools? Then your wisdom is questionable. When you fail in a relationship, before you move on to the next one, develop yourself. Because if you don't develop yourself, you are going to attract the same kind of people. So you are failing in your personal finances, you are failing in your business, and you are not reading books. And you wonder why this business fails, then another one fails, then another one fails, or maybe you are in debt, personal debt, you are trying to come out of it, you get into more. You don't know. The Bible says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. The Bible does not say my people perish because of the devil. So for church people, they tend to say, oh, the devil this, the devil that, the devil that. I'm not refusing that the devil is a problem, but I think in some cases, even the devil is surprised that you are blaming him for things that you are responsible for. So any area of your life that is not functioning properly, you can do something about it, depending on your hunger to increase your knowledge levels. Because your knowledge levels in each area are the ones that are going to change you. So I would like to kindly ask Mpendulo, if it is possible for everyone here to write down, if they have somewhere to write, let them just write personal finance. So you write personal finance.
I'm also getting my diary. Guys, I told you, if you want Dr. Will to be your mentor, you better share the live, because I'm only gonna give one person contacts to Dr. Will, and I'm gonna check by share, how many people did you share and your interaction. But I'm getting my diary as well so that I can start writing.
Thank you, much appreciated. Right? So we write personal finance.
Yes.
Then we move on to relationships. That's the second one, relationships. Just leave some space in front of each of them. If you can, just write one after the other. Personal finance, relationships, spirituality, number 3. Number 4, health. Number 5, emotional stability. Okay, So we have written 5 so far. Obviously, there are other areas of life that we may not have touched on. But I wanted to demonstrate to say these 5 that we have written. Now, let's go back to the first one. I want you to rate yourself out of 10. How do you think you are doing? Mark for yourself. Out of 10. How much do you give yourself in personal finances? How are you doing? Be honest with yourself. Don't lie.
We are writing it, but I'm interested to also see if other people are feeling the same as me. Can I also
nice.
see in the comment section, guys? I want to see.
Yes, guys. Let's comment in the comment section. How much are you giving yourself out of 10 for personal finance?
Hey.
Let's go, guys.
This life is becoming personal now.
Okay. So Mtobisi says 2. User 6041 says 5 out of 10. User 408 says 2 out of 10. I like the fact that people are being honest with themselves. This is what can change our lives if we are transparent and honest with ourselves. Who else, guys? Let's see. Out of 10, personal finances, how are you doing? User 604112. Okay, you said what, Mpendulo?
I'm giving myself a 5.
You are giving yourself a 5. Thank you so much. Okay, so the question is, Mutaun says 3. Mazet694 says 3. Okay, great stuff. So, I would like you to think, the homework that I'm giving you now is, since you have given yourself those marks, what are you going to do? Because if you do nothing, nothing is going to change. Theo M says 6 out of 10. Thank you very much. If you don't change, things won't change or they will get worse. All right, let's move on to the next one now. We said number 1, personal finance. Number 2, we said relationships.
Yes.
Yeah, it could be your marriage. It could be the way you relate with your neighbors, with your family, with whoever. Relationships. How are you doing out of 10? We are in class. Back to class.
That's for me. I give myself a 1.
Okay, you give yourself a 1. Thank you. That's just being transparent and being honest with yourself.
1.
Who else? Okay. Mazet694 says 0 out of 10. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for that. Who else? Let's hear what others are saying. Personal relationships. Mtobisi says 0-1. User 606605 says 8. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Who else?
Yes.
Your relationships. How are you doing? Okay. And then number 3, we said what? Spirituality, if I'm not mistaken. Spirituality. Let's score ourselves on spirituality. How are you doing when it comes to your relationship with your Creator?
I give myself an 8.
You give yourself an 8. Okay, thank you very much.
Yes. I
see user 606605 saying 8. Is this for spirituality or the one before? I can't remember.
I think it was still on relationship.
Relationships. Okay, perfect. Thanks a lot. Okay, Mtaun says 8. Okay, great. Thank you. Who else? What do you give yourself? Spirituality. Are you linked well with your maker? Remember, on that day when you leave the earth, it will be you and him face to face. We won't be there. User 604, 3 out of 10. Thank you. Mazet 694, 4 out of 10. Thank you. Okay? Perfect. I hope you are also writing it on a piece of paper or somewhere so that you can revisit and then begin to work on areas of weakness. Yeah. And then number 4, we said what?
It's health.
Health. How are you doing in your health and fitness? Out of 10?
4.8.
4.8. That's a good one. I like the 0.8. Thank you so much. Mazette says 7 out of 10. Thank you.
Yes.
Who else? Who else? Those who are joining us, we appreciate you coming through. Thank you so much. We are in a personal development class. Mutobisi says 4 out of 10 for health and fitness. Thank you very much. Who else? User 6066 says physical fitness 7. Okay, thank you so much. And then number 5, we said what? Emotional stability?
Yes.
Yes, emotional stability. How are you? Out of 10. Out of 10, how are you doing?
I don't know how much I'll give myself, but I have recently discovered that I am struggling to set boundaries. You know, I'm struggling to close to be able to close some door in my life. I normally allow people to leave, but I still leave a space for them to come back. So at the end of the day, you end up having a traffic of people coming in and out of my life as they please, you know. So I don't know what to do myself.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. And Zoe says 8 out of 10 on emotional stability. Mazet says 4 out of 10. Thank you, guys. Who else? Those who just joined us, please feel free to join us. How much do you award yourself out of 10 on emotional stability? Let's put the last one. This one can be career or business or your studies. If you are a student, you rate yourself in your studies, and PM Talk says age maybe 8 out of 10. Toby says 8. Okay, great. Thank you very much, guys. So let's now rate ourselves on studies, career, or business. Out of 10, where are you?
9.5.
9.5. That's good. Let's go, guys. Let's go, guys. There could be other areas of life that we didn't put here, but this was just to demonstrate to you. Okay, PM Talk says 9.5. Okay, that's good. Says 9.5. I'm with her. That's good.
Yes.
All right. So what we are just saying, guys, is this. Any area that you are not scoring high, you must come up with an action plan. What are you going to do? If, for example, you are not doing well in your health, sometimes I wonder, for instance, you know that your body is weak, your body is sickly, probably you even know the disease that is giving you problems. What are you doing? How much do you know about that disease? If it's a disease that has been troubling you for a long time, by now I expect you to know almost everything about everything concerning that disease. But you still realize that people know very little or nothing about the issue. Then the question is, are you really concerned about this disease? Are you Googling? How many videos have you watched? These days we have a lot of medical doctors posting videos even on TikTok here.
True.
You talk of if you are not doing well in relationships, which books are you reading? I say to people, if you tell me that you are about to get married, I will ask you, how many books have you read about marriage and relationships? If you say nothing, then I can almost predict how your marriage is going to be. Because you are ignorant. My people perish because of ignorance. You don't know what you are putting yourself into. You are about to start a business and you have not read one book on business, I can almost predict what's going to happen in that business because you are ignorant. You will realize, for example, I'm a business consultant, and there are times when I talk to micro enterprises and small enterprise owners, and when they start telling you, for example, somebody can tell you, I'm turning over 500,000, $500,000 per month, and you're like, yeah, this is good, you know, it's inspiring. But as you continue talking, you realize that, okay, this money is being made. But when I begin to ask about bank reconciliation and the records and everything, you realize the money is coming in, but the money is disappearing very fast and is not accounted for. Sometimes you ask a person, okay, so you have made so much money. These are your sales or your turnover. Can you tell me how much profit you are making? They don't know. Why? There are no records. And you see such businesses not growing. And we think, oh no, it must be demons from my village. It could be demons somehow, but many times it's the business owner who is the demon.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yes. No, that's actually
because he's not developing himself or herself.
That is actually true because
what do you know?
Talking to this lady from UCT, I was telling her that I do a CV for people. That's my business. So people approach me, they're asking for CV, and then I'm doing. And then she has money, and then she was like, "Oh, okay. So, how many people did you do the CV for? I don't know. How many people got jobs because of your service? I don't know. How much revenue are you making? I don't. When did you start?" And I'm like 20, end of 2018. And then she was like, "No." And that really did change my life because now I have like records of in what province did I do CVs, how many people got jobs, or at least interview or call back from that. So I think it goes back to us as the Black society. We do not have mentors and people that are at least tuning us to the right directions or telling us things to do.
Excellent. I'm happy that you have mentioned the issue of mentorship because mentorship is part of personal development. If you do not have, if you are not good in a certain area, you are reading books. Those of you who like listening to audiobooks, you are listening to audiobooks. And then you make sure you identify a mentor or mentors to help you. Sometimes it's not easy for you to get one mentor who is an all-rounder. You might find your mentor might be very good with finances or they are very good with business, but their marriage is in shambles. Does it mean you don't go to them for help? You can still get help in terms of business, and then for marriage, you look for a different person. But if you were to get a mentor who is an all-rounder, that would even be the best. Whether you are paying the mentor or it's for free, that's another thing. You can have mentors for free. You can have mentors that you pay. I try to avoid having only mentors for free because all of us are busy. And because we are busy, imagine like right now, if I were to say to you, Mpendulo, that please be my mentor, and you say, yeah, I will mentor you, right? And then we agree that we are going to meet tomorrow at 1 p.m., okay? And then somebody who is paying calls you tomorrow and maybe at 10 a.m. You can be sure of what is going to happen. My own session is postponed.
That's true. That is
of course,
true.
I mean, there's no way you go ahead and meet a person for free when you are a business person. So if somebody comes up who wants to pay, you help this one so that you have the money to be able to help the one who comes for free.
Wow.
So that's why I am not too much into free mentorship. It's okay. I also have some mentors that mentor me for free, but I don't rely completely on those ones. I want some mentors that I pay and they demand from me to say, look, because you are under my name, I don't want you to mess me up. What are you doing about this, about this, about this, about this? You see, I'm accountable. And when we say we have meetings, we make sure those meetings happen because I'm booked in their timetable because they know I'm their client.
That is true.
The only challenge I have with audiobooks,
yeah.
by the way, I have a challenge with audiobooks. I sometimes listen to audiobooks, but I don't know whether people actually listen to an audiobook and finish
it. Even when we read it, we don't finish. Do we have anyone
Yeah,
online
that's the
who
challenge
has
with
ever read
audiobook.
a
You
book and
listen.
finished? I want to ask the people online.
Yeah.
Have you guys? Is there anyone who have read a book and finished it? Like you've read everything and finished it? Please comment on the comment section. Thank you so much, Nell, for sharing the live. Yes. Yes, Doctor, you can continue.
Yes. So I was just saying, I don't think it's a very good idea to just rely on listening to audio. It's helpful, but continuously that method, I don't think for me, it hasn't really worked that much. When I sit down with my highlighter or pen and I go through a book, I really feel a difference. I see things happening. Of course, the audiobooks also, it depends on who is reading. It depends on who is reading. Some of these guys, they just put a robot, and the robot's sound is very bad. The book can be good, but the person reading, but
yeah, big ups to Nolaz. Nolaz reads
Nolwazi said, yeah, big up to Nolwazi. Yeah, I always read books and finish them. That's awesome.
I do have a question.
That's awesome.
It is obvious that us as a Black society, we're having difficulties in really tapping fully in personal development. What is it that you think is stopping us? What is this thing that is stopping us from going into personal development full force? Because it's actually easy to go to a live 3 hours. We are talking about dating, sex, alcohol, all those things. It's very, very easy. To even stay in a life like this, it's so hard as well, So what do you think is this thing that is stopping us or that is stopping personal development in our lives?
Okay, so firstly, I think it can be ignorance. Sometimes we are stuck in situations and we are not aware that the secrets of men, the secrets of great men and great women are in their books. It doesn't matter how many lives I can have with you, Mpendulo. There is no way I can hear all your secrets. But if I read your book, I will learn so many other things.
Thank you, Devza. Thank you so
much. I will
much.
learn so many other things. I think I can't continue talking when there is that comment. Mpendulo, she is a star, always helping about jobs. I love what she does for some Africans.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tepsa, for that comment. That's very nice, very encouraging.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was saying, one, it can be ignorance. I'm sure at one time or another, all of us were ignorant. We didn't know. Someone can actually be listening to us today and say, oh, okay. So you mean this problem I have of relationships, I need to go for mentorship, I need to read books, I need to watch videos. From today, I'm going to look for one. And this person's life can actually change. Maybe somebody is having problems in their workplace, or they're having relationship problems with their bosses at work, and they listen to us today, they go and read a book or read an article or a journal paper, and it changes their life. So it can be ignorance, right? Secondly, I think also one of the problems is just laziness. For some people, it's just laziness. Because I've seen when you are in a bus or you're on the plane, English is not our mother. I don't know whether we say in a plane or on a plane, in a bus or on a bus.
But something like that. The plane.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So when you are traveling, just to check, it can be a long journey. The people that can be reading are other people apart from Black people. Black people are either eating, drinking, sleeping, or talking. Those are the 4 things I have seen Black people doing when they are traveling. Similarly, when you are in a queue, let's say at the power corporation or at water utilities, you are in a queue. It's an opportunity to learn. Yes. Take out your phone, take out your book, begin to read. Stop complaining that the queue is not moving. Use it to your advantage. I never allow myself to be in a place. Even when I go for conferences, if I see that they are wasting time, I don't complain. I don't have time. Life, we live one life. We don't have spare life. So that time I turn myself into a student. I take out my book. I start reading. I take out my phone. I start reading. Why? It's important to utilize every minute, every second. Actually, there's somewhere I wrote. Do you know that 60 years is equal to 1.892 billion seconds? 60 years. So when you live on Earth, Mpendulo, and everybody listening to us, so Mazet says just today, and Sefiso says we are lazy to pay attention at some point. That's very true. So in life, you have 1.892 billion seconds in 60 years. So like right now, I'm 47 years old. I'm left with 13 years to get to 60. The question is, if 60 years is equal to 1.892 billion seconds, how many seconds am I left with to get to 60 years? Every second that I have in my life matters. Because if I'm not careful, I will turn 60 and then I will be calling my children. And then I will be calling Mpendulo, you know, Mpendulo, you once interviewed me on TikTok. Do you remember me? I'm now an old man. Unfortunately, I don't have money. Please remember me, my friend. Because you are a time waster. So for me, that's number 2 problem. Number 3, this one is very serious. All of them are serious, but I think this one is very serious. Number 3, allow me to just say it this way. Black people love fun.
True.
I might be wrong, but generally, Black people love entertainment too much. I don't believe that you must spend all your life in entertainment when you don't have the money.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why you will call people to a live of this nature and they don't come. It doesn't matter what biography you read for them. That's why you see when you asked me to introduce myself, what did I say? I'm a village boy, I'm a coach, I'm an author, I'm a consultant. Full stop. Whoever wants to know how I can help them, they will go online. I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on YouTube, I'm on TikTok, I'm everywhere. Those who are interested will go there. Then they will reach out to me and say, hey, I watched this video. Oh, I read your book. I saw your LinkedIn profile. Wow, you know, I learned this, I learned that. Such people, we are willing to work with them. But people who are not interested in important things, who has seconds to give you? People have fun. Somebody else goes live who is making people laugh or who is doing, even talking some things that are not supposed to be talked about, that are shameful. You will see 3,000, 5,000 people. I'm not saying it's bad to do entertainment. I'm not saying it's bad once in a while to enjoy yourself and just listen to something and laugh. But I'm saying that should be very little percentage of your time. Majority of the time, get to work and get to learning. I call myself a student of life. I love learning. Whenever I'm with someone, I'm asking important questions. So yeah, those are the 3 things I think are stopping us from, growing in personal development. Either ignorance or laziness or loving too much fun, too much entertainment instead of developing ourselves. Before you know it, you will be old. And do you know something, Mpendulo? I hope I'm pronouncing your name well. Yay.
You are. You're doing the Lord's work.
Okay. Thank you. So one time I was talking to a 66-year-old man, one of my mentors. He's a wealthy guy, very, very rich, multimillionaire. And when I was talking to him, he gave me so many examples of people that squandered their opportunities. They squandered their opportunities. And when they turned 60, they suddenly realized that he was telling me, Wilbert, do you know that when you turn 60, nobody can lend money to you?
Wow.
It's risky. We don't know when you are going to die. And we don't know how you can return the money. I said to myself, hey. Then he said, when you turn 65, forget it. Nobody will. At 60, it's better. If at all you have a contract, you are still working somewhere for 2 years or something, they can lend you money at 60. 65, even if you are working, nobody wants to lend you money. Now, with due respect, if you are here and you are 60 or you are about to turn 60 or you are 60 something, maybe things have not worked the way you were planning. We are not here to judge you. We are not here to say you have wasted your life. No, that's not what we are saying. There's still hope for you. But I'm saying for those of us who still have many years, you still have energy, you still have good eyesight, and there you are not reading books, you are not watching good videos, you are wasting your life. Hey, one day you will regret. Mazet says, I'm guilty of that time wasting. Nolwazi says, true. Mutaum says, I agree with Sifiso. We are even lazy to learn things that can help us. Thank you guys for your comments. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I also want to add something because our conversation is actually live, but I also feel like I'm getting a free consultant even myself, you know. When I was rating myself here, you said I rate my personal finance, relationships, spirituality, health, emotional stability, and all that. And then I'm actually realizing that I'm actually lacking two things that I'm not focusing on. One being relationship. You know, if you are doing very well in your career, I'm doing very well in my career, and then I'm seeing that relationship wise actually I'm not even focusing, I'm not even giving it time. I'm actually realizing on what you're saying now, maybe one day I will also be 60 and actually realizing that, hey, I'm actually alone and having all the money and the career, but I did not develop myself in that. So now I'm interested in your books for single people. How much is the book? Where can I get it? I need it. I need it.
Okay, so we used to have our books in Adams and Company in Durban, but it's sometimes since we stopped stocking, probably because of COVID and all these things happening.
Yeah.
Exclusive Books is another place, but I don't think we have any copies there. What we have just been doing is if somebody wants copies, we can post them. We can post to them, but we will soon be putting the books on Amazon as well. I think that will make life easier.
Oh, so there is an ebook.
Yeah, we need to put them on Amazon so that they can be more accessible to everyone.
But I know that you have it. Can't I have it? Doctor, you don't want me to be single forever.
Yes, we have hard copies. We have hard copies, and I have someone also who supplies, who is in Pretoria. I might have to find out from him, does he still have copies of 16 Mistakes Singles Make?
Yeah. Okay. No, this is
and thank you, Mpendulo, I thank you for bringing that up and sharing that you have realized you were not paying attention to relationships. So Junior J says, good evening, I'm so late. Welcome, Junior. We are glad to have you. So you see, Mpendulo, when you are saying, I just realized that I've not been doing well on relationships and I'm not paying attention, and there's a possibility of turning 60 and you will be a multi-millionaire, who knows, multi-billionaire, and you have everything you need, except that you can't point to your family, the family that you had dreamed of.
Yes.
And you can imagine at 60, you then have to start looking at guys and saying, you know, because now you will be desperate. So you are trying to actually talk to them and proposing, and some of them will be running away with their lives. And then you are wondering what's happening. So
yes.
It's good that you have realized it. It's good that you have realized it and you are realizing it early. Oh, I can tell you something. There is a certain lady, she's a CEO of a group of companies here in Botswana, but she's a South African, right? So many years ago, she came to me and my wife, and she said she wanted to be coached on relationship, okay? So she came for 4 months, we were coaching her, and she was very determined. She had her own child, and she actually felt like, you know what, I'm successful in everything. I have money, I have work, but I can't get married. I think it's because I already have a child without the father. Then we taught her, and we told her that, yes, it is true, under normal circumstances, it can be a disadvantage. But no, guess what? When you have enough information, you can actually get married. So she was in a toxic relationship. After teaching her, 6 months later, she called me. She said, you know what? I'm now out of that relationship. You taught me to do research. I've researched and I found out things that are unbelievable. This guy has a lot of women everywhere. So now I've left him. Now I'm alone. And I said to her, for the next 6 months, no love relationship. Focus on developing yourself. Don't be too much in a hurry. Because that's another problem. You are in a relationship and you leave each other, like it stops, right? And then you see the guy that you were in love with, seemingly joyful, you know, they post on Instagram and TikTok and everything, they look like, and you're like, what's wrong with me? Now I'm alone, and you put yourself into trouble. 6 months minimum, don't be in any relationship. Just develop yourself, learn new things, get a mentor, get books, get good videos, learn, grow, heal. So that's what she did. For over 6 months, nothing was happening. She was just focusing on herself. And then I think it was the 7th month, she called. She said, guess what? I found a man who wants to marry me. And he's a fellow South African like me. So I have told him that I have mentors. If he wants to marry me, he has to come to you and Mutoko so that you coach us together. I said, okay, cool, come. They came, both of them. So you see, when we do coaching, it's different from counseling. It's not, you see, with counseling, we want to find out the problems you have and try to fix them. Yes. With coaching, it's like a school. We don't talk about your problems. We teach you what you are supposed to do. And then issues start coming up and they are sorted as we go. The more knowledge you have, the better you become. To cut the long story short, they have been married for the past 3 years. The last meeting we had with her, she was saying, hey, this thing called marriage is sweet, oh. You know, and we were just laughing about it.
Wow,
yeah,
I see looking forward to getting your book in the comment section. Okay,
okay, thank you.
But
thank
Doctor,
you so much.
If I decide to be mentored by you and your wife, you can't make me stay 6 months. I've been staying already. Like I've been Wow.
That's interesting. That's interesting. So, and it's not once that she has told us that she's enjoying marriage. Guess what? The guy she married had 2 children, and she had her own child. But because we gave them enough information on how to run a home, how they too must be bonded enough. Because some people, you see, the mistake you do is you tell a guy who wants to marry you, I have got 2 children. If you love me, you have to love my children first. It's not about your children. It's about you. If we love each other and I have my child, you have your child, it will just flow seamlessly because the 2 of us love each other. But if you give the other person a condition from the beginning, do you love my children? If you don't love my children, I don't love you.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
So lack of
I
knowledge is a
told you
big
that
problem.
I would have to host you the whole week because you're just a whole book of subsections. Like, yo, wow. I see even Nolazi saying she's interested in getting your book now.
Okay.
So before I even lose you, I cannot close my life and not talk about education. You know,
Right.
what is your take of education, being educated, uneducated, or what's
Right.
the debate around that? Yes.
Okay, perfect. It depends on what we mean by education, because there is schooling and then there is self-education.
Okay.
Now, somebody can pass through school and they have learned nothing. There's nothing changing them. So it means they are not educated. They are schooled. But
Okay.
if I pass through school and I absorb some useful information that I can use in my life and business and everything, then going to school is useful. So I remember being interviewed by Mr. Mokhobe, and he asked me that same question. He said, so what do you think? Because you have a PhD. Do you think every entrepreneur must have a degree of some sort or even having a PhD? Then I said, I have a PhD for a reason. Because I knew that I want to be a global consultant. And it's not easy for you to be believed when you are coming from Africa. So if I have a title, doctor, and I know my stuff, I am demonstrating that the kind of work that I do, for example, we do environmental scans for companies, that's research. So I've done a PhD, that's research at the highest level in the world. So surely I can research on behalf of your company and be able to advise you. That was the reason. But does it mean that every consultant must have a PhD? No. There are some very good consultants who have got matric. Because remember, it's not just the degree. You can have so many degrees like a thermometer and still be struggling. So what I say is, if you can go to school, why not? It has some advantages that it gives you, but it's not enough.
Yeah.
We must also make sure that we self-educate. We educate ourselves to grow. And another thing, Mpendulo, that we didn't talk about, in your area, join some associations that help you to grow. For example, I'm a professional speaker. I'm a member of the Professional Speakers Association of Southern Africa with headquarters in South Africa, right? I'm also a member of IBASA. I'm a member of CISI. I'm a member of a number of associations. I'm a fellow of the Higher Education Academy in the UK. What that does is I rub my mind with some great minds out there. So it sharpens me. So you can see, even when I talk, you can easily tell that this guy is not just learning to talk here. Yeah? I have the experience. Why? Because I've been sharpened. But does it mean I was born like this? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
So going to school, very good. If you can, please do. There are other things you also get from school. For example, networking. Some of the people who become your customers, some of the people who become your funders, some of the people who could even become your mentors, some of the people who will become, who will help you in future can actually be found when you are still at school. Remember, your network determines your net worth.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I think now I would allow people, because you guys today people were listening because they were not liking, they were not sharing, but they are here. It means they were listening attentively, possibly taking notes as well. I'm going to allow people to request and join the live. If you want to ask doctor anything, you just send me the request, and then I will take you in, and then you can ask anything from what you have. So, Dr. J, you have any other information that could help the viewers as I'm waiting for requests for them to request and yes, join us.
I wanted to say I just love what you do.
Thank you.
I love your passion. I have watched some of your lives. I passed by when you were having lives. I've watched some of your videos. I really love them. And for your own information, I don't accept to be interviewed that often because of my very tight schedule. Like today, I had 2 interviews earlier on, and then I had to reserve time for this one. But I liked, yeah, that's another thing. You see, yes, you may have said that you're not doing well in love relationships, but in terms of knowing how to relate with other people, you are excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah, I liked the whole way you connected with me on TikTok and the way you asked that can I inbox you? That's being polite. And then from there, one thing led to the other, and you mentioned you wanted to interview me. Then I visited your profile. I watched some of your videos because I didn't want to, affect my reputation. So I watched what you do, and I said, okay, wow, this is a sensible young lady. And I Googled you, I checked you everywhere, and yes. Because you see, if a long time ago, I would just be called by anyone for interview, and I realized that some of the things that people do can actually put the brand, my personal brand and my business brand, in disrepute. So that's why I was checking on you, and I just like the way you communicate. You are such a respectful young woman, and you are amazing. I just wanted to say that so that your viewers know you have won another follower all the way from Botswana. I'm impressed. I'm impressed by the work you're doing. So thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so
Now
much.
we can hear what the rest is saying.
Yeah, you guys are not requesting before I step. Okay, doctor, please tell your wife that I would like her to mentor me. I love women. I love female. I love empowering women. So there's this thing that I started doing this year. It's actually my decision with God because I go to a very huge church. So, when you go to a huge church, it's not easy for people to interact or make friendship and things like that. So, because I'm an extrovert, after church, I stand by the door and then I want to see who is alone, who came alone. And then I made a promise to myself that I only approach ladies. I don't approach guys. Guys are disturbing. And then I make friendship with them and then interact with them. It was just so nice, and it gave me fulfillment and happiness because some of the people you meet and then you find amazing things from them. So please tell your wife that I love her already. Can she please adopt me and make me?
I will tell her.
Because the day
I will tell her she's a very caring person.
You guys will be sitting in the front row.
Okay. Yes. We'll be there.
Thank you so much.
So, Nolasi was asking what's the name of the book. The relationship book is called 16 Mistakes Singles Make, Volume 1. And then the other 2, they are on finance. One is called What You Have Is Enough. That one, What You Have Is Enough, is trying to address the issue that people say, I don't have capital. What you have is that there is something that you have that could start you off from where you are. For example, somebody says, I don't have capital, but they have a car they are driving. Unless this car is going to be used for the business, it can be sold. Then you have the financial capital you are looking for. And you can also say, I don't have anything to start business with, yet you know a lot of people, which means you have got social capital. Maybe you have a luxurious watch, you have a luxurious, laptop or something that you could actually sell and have money to start your business. So that one is called What You Have Is Enough. And then the third one is called 15 Secrets for Personal Financial Success. That's the first book I wrote, and it has done wonders.
But we need it. When are we gonna? I'm actually in Cape Town. When are we getting it? We really need it.
I'm going to communicate with my guy in Pretoria and hear whether he still has stock. If he doesn't, then I will replenish the stock that he has. But we can also talk outside this meeting and see what we can do.
Yeah, maybe once you guys have it going, we can have another live and then we review the book and then tell people about it. But I really want a copy as well. Thank you so much. I feel honored. Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
You guys have been quiet.
And thank you guys for joining. We appreciate your time. You could have been enjoying entertainment somewhere.
Let me ask you, as usual, I always ask this one. Can you tell me in one word, how do you feel right now? Just type one word explaining how do you feel right now. Now I'm busy smiling. How do you feel right now in one word before we close the live? Yeah, wow, this was amazing.
You are doing a very good work.
In the comment section, I'm waiting. I'm really enjoying it. It gives me purpose, you know. It gives me purpose. Yeah. Nolazi is feeling informed. How are you feeling? Let me see who's here. Mtobi has been here. How are you feeling? Theo, how are you feeling in one word? Neo, Mazet, Sfiso, Lucia, Olerato, Mahlobo, Maureen, how are you feeling in one word? Dumo, Nogzola, Bongan, Storobel, Misesha Thomas, how are you feeling? Motivated, enriched, informed. Wow. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think I'll end here for today so that I can go back and work because we have a message there in the comment section. And I'm so informed and I'm full with information, inspired, informed, inspired. Doctor, you can see the comment, ne? My name
is... It says, thank you, Dr. Wilbert and Mpendulo. Today, I'm so informed, I'm full with information and inspired. Thank you so much, guys. Theo says, informed. Matlobo says, inspired. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you. Imagine we could have just been the two of us talking here.
That is so true. At least I thank God I remembered to wear a blazer. At least I also look formal.
That's right.
Thank you so much, Doctor. I will end it here for today. May God bless you and your family. Thank you so
Amen.
much.
Thank you. God bless you too. Okay. And thank you, guys. God bless you.